defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. I hope everyone's doing well and safe according to whatever time zone. You know, I hope you're all having a good festive period. You're all enjoying your festive period. You're all enjoying it, whatever you're doing. Again, you can't do any of that without health. So, as usual, wishing you lot good health in all aspects of the word, man, especially with what you've seen with MIKEL Arteta today, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of those things, people. You know, out to you and your loved ones. Hope everyone's having a progressive week, because I know it's the start to the new year. I know a lot of people are optimistic for the new year, but you know, January isn't going to come and you're going to be a different person. The things need to start now, regardless of the context. We can never stop working, people. So one love to everyone pursuing their goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, all of that good stuff. Please make sure you're hitting the like button on your way in. Make sure you're following and subscribing on YouTube, people, on YouTube, as well as YouTube, Twitch. 2:30, I'm going to be playing Football Manager. Typically on Twitch, it's Football Manager live streams. It's where I normally host all my collaborative content. We do a couple of watch-alongs and whatnot, so make sure you're supporting it on that, man. You're supporting that. Later today, people, you know, it's Chelsea Brighton, so it makes sense to watch them and get a watch along going. One love to the 3 people who have hit that like button so far. So yeah, content. Tomorrow on Twitch, I'm going to be doing Manchester United against Burnley. Obviously, oh yeah, again, tomorrow on Twitch, I'm going to have Mo. I think that should be scheduled. I'm going to schedule it for 2:30. I think we agreed. So I'm going to be there. Obviously, Friday, you get your Arsenal, Manchester City preview, and then obviously Arsenal versus City, we're doing a watch along, people. So yeah, again, it is what it is. Throughout the course of this video, we're going to speak about this Arteta business. We're going to go over his press conference. We're going to speak about the transfers, and it's only right, you know me, people, I like to review every month that we go through, and you know, December is probably our best period, really and truly, excluding the unbeaten thing. So we've got a lot of bits and pieces to go through, people. So it is what it is, man. Greetings. Let me see what you lot are saying, man. I will finally achieve my dream of seeing DG sacked. What kind of bad vibes is this, man? For 7 minutes into the live stream, or just slightly less, 3 minutes better yet. Bad vibes, man. I never got sacked. Are you crazy, man? Big up yourselves. Good morning to everyone. It's mad that Arteta got COVID again. It sucks, and it just shows no matter how much you try and control it, you can't, innit? Because, again, I think Newcastle have had a game cancelled as well due to injury/COVID. COVID is savage in society, much less football. And Arsenal are no different. Again, we've probably had a better case of it than previously, but we've been pursuing. We've been like everyone. We've had it all season, you know. Ben White's gone through it. Xhaka's had it last season. Arteta had it. Arteta's had it twice now. Obviously, you've seen Pablo Mari, Lokonga at some point contract the virus. Chambers. There's probably a couple of others. Tomiyasu, Cedric, and there's going to be a bunch of others as well along the way. So my heart goes out to everyone suffering with COVID. Health is wealth, and all of those things. So we're not going to have our manager against Manchester City. I'm always wary, because at least where Arsenal's concerned, it's not like this happens in ones. When one man is contracted COVID, you normally see a couple of others pop up. So it's a testing period, man. It's a testing period. Again, all it takes is a couple of injuries and a couple of players missing through COVID to go with the looming AFCON, and we could be in some trouble, and it could be a very brazy January period. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Jay has said, blessing or a curse. Not sure we need Arteta's touchline antics against Pep. Jay, respectfully, man, I don't think that's the smartest comment to say, man. It's not a blessing or a curse. This is first things first. Whatever you say about MIKEL Arteta, this is a man's health. So it is what it is. You know, health is wealth. We'd all prefer, whether you like Arteta or not, to be fit. I mean, I don't think Arsenal are going to win or lose this game because Arteta is animated on the touchline. We're going to get smacked up because City are better than us, or we're going to pull off an upset because we want it that much more. So I'm not too sure, and you know, Pep has to deal with it every week. Is he doing anything different to what Brendan Rodgers was doing? So it is where it is, man. Blessings to you as well, Joe. Hope everyone's blessed. Hope everyone's safe and them things there. Healing vibes to Wenger Jr., but at least they finally secured the Ainsley Maitland-Niles bag. Just hope they put it to good use. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Gnabry's contract runs out in the summer and they're getting Rafinha from Leeds. Gnabry probably signed a new contract, to be fair with you. Are you sure it's running out? So what, Gnabry's deal runs out the same time as Paul Pogba. Are you sure? Because not enough's been made of that if that's the case. I don't think that is the case. Let me check that, man. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's not the case. His deal's not running out in the summer. He's got a year to go. It's 2023 for Serge Gnabry. Although I'm not completely put off by Coutinho like others are, as he did very well at Bayern, I'd only take him if Pepe leaves, and even then I'd rather other options. Yeah, I hear that, man. Back after a while. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. DG, did I read your tweet right that you got a PS5? Yes, you did. Arsenal were getting bodies. We're getting bodied anyways. Probably Abdullah, but you know, it's all about the performance. I don't agree with all this free hit tosh and all this nonsense. Yes, there's a gulf in glass between us and Manchester City, but Manchester City have had to work hard at times this season. You know, Wolves pushed them all the way. You know, ultimately, Wolves got nothing from it, but Wolves pushed them all the way. You know, Leicester were getting smacked up. Leicester made it a bit of a tricky one. If I can remember correctly, even Newcastle, if I can remember correctly. And ultimately, these teams didn't win. But that's my pet peeve with Arsenal. It's almost like we're looking for excuses already before we played against these big sides. Of course, a lot's going against us. Of course, even if we have a healthy side, City are going to smack us. But it's all about the performance, man. Has Arteta took the vaccine? I don't know, man. Again, I'm not a medical man, but it seems like people are getting it with the vaccine. It seems like the vaccine is just a thing to somewhat save your life, so it doesn't take your life. But yeah, man, I don't know enough about this COVID thing to be speculating on, you know, if there's stuff going on with the vaccine. I can't lie, I think there is in general, but this ain't the platform, innit? Sterling's gonna get his customary goal. He's gonna out jump someone about 6 foot. We're gonna be in it for about 12 minutes. Kevin De Bruyne is gonna do Kevin De Bruyne things. Sterling, you know, Foden's starting to disrespect us. Of course, I have a bit more confidence because we're playing all right, but boy, it's City in it, and for us, it's a brazy period now. We're gonna get into the review, but January is going to be brazy for us, people. As you already know, hit the like button. There should be 100 likes. There's 142 of you. January is a brazy period. You've got Liverpool in the Cat Yara Bell. Our next 2 games, forgive me if I'm wrong in the league. What is it? Is it not Tottenham and City? Of course, if you got 3 points off both sides, or if you got 6 points, or if you beat Manchester City, that would be a good statement. Equally, you probably have to beat Spurs, in my humble opinion, just to give yourself something. That's almost a 6-pointer. And obviously, you know, this week was quite good for us. United dropped 2 points. Spurs dropped 2 points. West Ham came back in last night or the day before. West Ham won, but they lost to Southampton. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I mean, one earpod done is probably going to have to do it, innit? But as a little disclaimer, people, if you don't know already, hit the like button. Mikel Arteta to miss Manchester City match, people. Mikel Arteta will miss our match against Manchester City on New Year's Day after testing positive for COVID-19. As you already know, Mikel is isolating in line with government guidelines, and we wish him well. And obviously, one has to wonder, when did he contract this? Did he, you know, was anybody aware? Did he have it during the Norwich game? Because obviously that raises speculation for a couple of other players. We're gonna, you know, COVID is something that's gonna be here for life now, so we're gonna have to probably, at least until something happens, expect players to miss out. So you've got COVID, you've got injuries, you've got AFCON. January is gonna be a big push for us, and we probably need to make some moves happen in the transfer market. I was gonna talk about this a bit later, but we might as well see everything that Mikel Arteta has had to say, people. You know, he spoke about Odegaard. You know me, I'm a big fan of Odegaard. I'll always take the opportunity to gas him. I think he's playing fantastically well. He helps us a lot. He glides the team together, and I'm really pleased with him. It was very good today, a real traditional day in this country, and to play football in this atmosphere was great. I think we performed and played really good. We were really consistent and a real threat throughout the game, and I am really pleased with the way we attacked and defended. There's no time to recover ahead of the Wolves game. Again, I'm not going to read that because obviously you saw Wolves got locked off. Partey, we spoke about that, where he said it's enjoyable to play with the young players. I think this is also about Odegaard. He said we have a big player willing to become the best. I really think, listen, I'm not here to say Odegaard's going to be world class and be amazing, but I don't think there was I know he didn't really pull up any trees, but I think people really underrated how much of a good piece of business £30 million for a 4-year-old at the time was, you know. they're the sort of things I want to see. You know, I know a lot said about signing rejects, and he's got a long way to go before he's mentioned in the same class as Mesut Ozil or definitely Alexis. But if you can keep finding me rejects of this standard, quote unquote, bring them come. Just look at the way all these men are looking at them. Martinelli's not looking Kaya star boy as well. Just look at Tierney, man. Get yourself a girl who looks at Odegaard. Who looks at the way Tierney's looking at Odegaard. You need a girl that looks at you like that, man. Look at the love from him. Look at Lacazette. They're dreamy eyes, man. You know, we know he's a pretty boy, but calm it down, lads. You know, having worked with David Silva, he's got a long way to go before he's that. And I think he could be our David Silva. You know, the latter stage David Silva. Obviously, David Silva became Santi. I think Odegaard could do that. The problem is, it's a bit like Pogba with United. When you put them further backwards and you can get a lot from Odegaard going further backwards next to a Partey and stuff. He might give you a lot for the team, but do you rob him of his individual qualities? Because obviously it's probably going to be harder to get assists. He's probably not going to be able to link up in the final third and them things there. So it'd be interesting because I still think we're defining, is he a 10 for this team? Is he an 8? You know, I still want to see a bit more from our right-hand side on par with our left. I think you'll see an even better Odegaard. And I think even if you go back a few games ago, people weren't really giving Martin Odegaard credit for what he was giving to the right-hand side when he was pulling over there with Tomiyasu and Saka. Ultimately, he's going to live or die by assists, or goals and assists. So when I see Odegaard putting up decent numbers in December, you know, he's definitely Arsenal's player of the month. Definitely has a chance to be the Premier League player of the month. When you're seeing Smith Rowe doing his thing, Saka based on the last game, we need other people to contribute. He said, that's a big name. My opinion is David is the best I've seen playing between the lines for the last 20 years. Martin has got tremendous quality and capacity to unlock situations and put players through to generate spaces in tight areas. And really, we're happy with him. And now he's improving in his goal threat as well. So we have a big player there that is willing to become one of the best, but it's still very early. Exactly. It's early doors, man. And I like Mikel Arteta as well because, unpopular opinion, Arsenal haven't accomplished anything. We haven't. It's not me. You haven't accomplished anything. Have we won some games? I don't know. I'm not belittling anything. You know, we're winning games. We're scoring well. We're fourth. Things are going well, but things can change. And as I said, we're going into a tough January period where we've got to worry about the workload, the way the fixtures are coming, injuries. You've got COVID. And after the City game, a bag of man are gone to AFCON. So we probably need help in the transfer market. We need other people to step up. And the games are tough. You know, we need to keep doing what we're doing. But if we feel we've achieved something, if we feel we have turned a corner, we're going to be sadly mistaken. We want to be like City and Liverpool, you know, one day. Them man have done it for years. We've done it for a couple of games. We need to keep going. We've been here before. We've been on unbeaten runs, you know. When we're going through bad spells, we're not as bad as people think. When we're going through good spells, we're not as good as people think, you know. Let's keep a bare head. I love the optimism. Man are looking at third. People are even saying we're 6 points off second. Look at the optimism from Arsenal fans already. But let's chill out. Let's chill out. Let's keep working. The table is going to fluctuate. Arsenal are going to drop points. You know, if I was Spurs, if I was United, I'd be eyeing up January for Arsenal to drop points. I'd be eyeing up that City game. You know, if we lose to City and get a point of Spurs, it's not necessarily the worst of things because you're playing your rivals, but other people can make progress. I know Spurs and United had games in hand and they shanked them, but you get the point. If I had to guess areas we can improve, and in fact, we'll wait because, again, we've got to review the month of December. So let's see the areas where we can improve in from Mikel Arteta. We go game by game. Facts. He said, at Norwich, we played some really good football. True. We won the game. We competed really well, trust. But there's still a lot of things that we have to do much better. And I would say to go to that next level, we could have put 5 against them in the first half. That was the first game I would say. Well, let me not lie. The last 3-4 games, we look like we've enjoyed it. But for me, anyways, Norwich, it looked like our players were really enjoying it. It looked like, I like it. We had a healthy arrogance. We knew we was beating you, man. No matter what happens, we're beating you, man. And you could see it. You know, Saka's trying overhead kicks. Martinelli's trying superstar shots. You know, a couple of other players are acting up and things. It was good to see, but, you know, to go to the next level, kill the game first, then have the fun in it. I like, you know, obviously we've probably ended our away form towards the end of the month has been better than obviously it was at the start because, you know, things can change. We've got to remember the only disappointing thing I would say on top of December is that we dropped points from winning positions against United and Everton and definitely should have been beating Everton at the time. United, you should at least be walking away with a point. It is what it is. Hit the like button. So yeah, he's right, man. He said we have a lot of room for improvement, and I'm focused on that. Maintain the things that we do so well now, that's giving us results and consistency, and try to improve the rest, and results will come. And that's true. And we've got to remember, it's not going to be like this from the rest of the season. Some players are going to go through even better form. Before this Odegaard. Do you remember when when Smith Rowe and Odegaard were starting? There was a point Smith Rowe was the guy, and he still is the guy, by the way. But Smith Rowe was the guy. Odegaard needed to come out the team. We're going to go through we've got a young squad, people that are trying to define themselves. We're going to go through that. Other players are going to stand up to be counter. People might float. Right now, everything Smith Rowe touches is going to gold. But as I always say, if it rains, it's going to be sunny. If it's sunny, it's going to rain. There's going to come a point his goals might dry up. Odegaard might not do a thing. Aubameyang might come back in and do something. Lacazette might go up to a next level. Pepe might get a look in and save us. Other players might need a wobble. Again, people need to really understand that this is a squad game. And your own the true level is, how are we at our worst? How are we at our weakest? And is that still good enough to get for top 4? I don't know. One thing I have liked this month is, it hasn't always had to be perfect for us. As Arsenal fans, we know if the sun's not shining, the grass finally cut, that hasn't quite been the thing this year, really and truly. Obviously, if he was to scrutinise some matches, for me, still need to play well over a course of 90 minutes, give or take. Again, what's the word? That's the word I'm looking for. Cherry picking. He's went on to say it's still a long season, long season, better yet, to go ahead with a lot of unpredictable things probably that are going to happen. But we are there in the top 4. We want to continue that. We want to continue improving and playing better and better. Then let's see where we get. I insist the better that we play, the better that we understand the spaces, how we have to attack, the movement, the timing, the cohesion, and the execution becomes better, because you get in much better positions when you enter the final third. And I'll give credit with Arteta. This time last year, we looked very stale going forward. It looked like these players were kind of crippled and they were shackled and stuff. And I still think there's still a lot of that, but we're starting to perform. Even last year, as much as I could criticize Aubameyang's form, Willian, whatever, there had to be a coincidence that none of these players are really excelling, not a single attacking player. And I think Arteta at times, he was doing clueless things. We was trying to cross the ball we was moving at a point like William was Dominic Calvert-Lewin trying to cross for him. Now I see more cohesion. Now I see him. I would say for him, still not all the way there yet, but for me with Arteta, he's got a bit more confidence in how we defend collectively. So I think the what's the word, man? Like the strings are the bows being untied going forward. You're starting to see what man are doing. Obviously, it's no coincidence. People are playing better. People are informed. They're enjoying their football. They're going to play a bit better. And we're picking the same sort of lineup. I still think to go to that next level, the midfield, and you won't really see Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, whoever the new striker is. I don't think you'll see them go to the next level. And likewise, I don't think you'll see our defense go to the next level until that midfield, specifically the pivot, is addressed. But that's just me. He said, when that happens and you have a clear idea of how to attack those situations, and goal situations will come, then it will come down to the effectiveness of players in their decision-making. And that's true. And people's decision-making is improving. Saka's, Martinelli, Smith Rowe's, even Eddie Nketiah's in the cup. It's still not levels. It's still not there, but we're doing what we can, man. Is there anything else? Obviously, if you don't know already, MIKEL is missing out. Obviously, what could be better than him gassing up Martin Odegaard? It could be him gassing up a Haaland boy and Emil Smith Rowe. He needs a cool head and clear direction. Two things I think Smith Rowe has. Been a good month for Smith Rowe as well, man. A spoiler alert, he's top 3 players of the month for me where Arsenal's concerned. He said, we don't know. What I know and what I expect is that is what he does all the time. He works extremely hard. He's an extremely humble boy, and he has a really special connection with the football club. His talent is obviously unquestionable, but he needs his teammates. He needs his environment. He needs a cool head, and he needs a very clear direction of what he wants to become. Time will tell. And a lot of it comes down to Smith Rowe, really. But yeah, that's what Mikel Arteta has had to say, folks. There's 295 of you locked in. Make sure you're hitting that like button, man. Let's get 100 likes. Also, make sure you've set your reminders. Hit the like button, boosting the algorithm on the Chelsea versus Brighton watch along to come today. And for my football manager heads, and just make sure you're following me on Twitch in general, man. Road to 10k keeps going. So yeah, it is what it is where that's concerned, folks. We'll get into the other stuff in a bit, but what you lot saying? I'm boying you lot, man. I got a feeling we're going to end City's winning streak. I hope so. Once again, I hope so, man. Can Xhaka pull a Santi Cazorla versus City? I don't know, man. I don't think so. Listen, all I would say for the Manchester City game, I don't agree with it being a free hit. I think it's a free test to see how good you really are, because some of the things that you might have got away with against Norwich, against Leeds, against Southampton, against West Ham, you might not get away with City. City are the benchmark, you know. And there's been a couple of times, I wouldn't say overconfidence, but I think we've gone into a couple of games with, because the sentiment's been good, with a potential element of overconfidence, and we've been reminded of such, really and truly. I think the United game, there was a lot of overconfidence with us, and obviously to go with the youthful mistakes we made, there's a problem. So yeah, man, you've got to earn the right to play against City. There's no, you know, you're not going to get, like even the Southampton game against City, you're not going to get City could kill you in 20 minutes. We needed 20 minutes to wake up against Southampton. You know, I can't fault the Leeds game. In fact, the Leeds game, the goal you conceded, you can't do that against City. That gets them back in the game if you're holding on to something. You know, the silly errors we did away at Everton and United, you can't do that. Yeah, we're playing at home. The home form gives me a bit of form, a bit more confidence because of our form, but it's the fine margins. I don't talk about the fine margins to be negative. The fine margins are what typically makes or breaks the league, is what wins you a Champions League, is what keeps you in the league. The devil is in the details, you know. The thing is, everyone just wants to talk about the details when we lose. Everyone wants to shut up when we win. A lot of the things that we've been getting away with, and this is why you keep hearing me say we still need to play well for a full 90, because if you don't, City's a myth. If we've really improved defensively, make sure you're following your runners. Make sure you're doubling up on people. Wingers, midfielders, if you need help, call your teammates. Midfield against City is going to be crucial. Our first attacker is Ramsdale. Our first defender is Lacazette, and we're going to need to take heed of that. If we look at City, they've done some, golfing class, but, you know, Edison's had a bit of a mare. They can concede goals. They're not invincible. Belief is the main thing. If you go a goal down, forgive yourselves. If you go a goal up, do not get excited. Do not sit there. Listen, beyond just healthy respect for those players, do not sit there and be like, oh, they win Premier League, they've been Champions League finalists, this guy costs that much. Don't respect them beyond that, you know, because if we do, there's an issue. Don't look at your teammates to be the one for inspiration. Everyone hold themselves accountable. I don't want to sit here and waffle about, oh, we had a great December. You know, we're gonna go through wobbles, but it's down to these players. It's down to the players and the gaffer. You know, you've given yourselves a good platform, 100%, but you need to continue really, really and truly, or it means little to nothing. DG, how much do you know of, I can't say that name. I can say Charles. Charles is a decent player from what I could see in Belgium, and I think he'd be decent. You know, he can play up front as well as in the 10. Please no Cedric, he's going to get twisted. Ain't he still isolating? Yes, DG, I have hope for us against City. I don't. I can't let City, bro. I just want you to turn up and try from there, man. I can't say I have hope against City. It's bloody City, man. We have nothing to lose, but we've been here before with this free hit shit against Liverpool, against City, and I haven't seen the sort of performance I want to see, really, if I'm honest with you. We have nothing to lose. I feel we'll be more fearless, especially the young guns going into the game based on our current character. I hope so. We can get a result. It's 11 against 11. You have half a chance if you turn up. If we're getting anything out of January, we're going to have to live up to the hype, real test of our current form. Odegaard redemption story could be crazy. I mean, what redemption? Like, he's been doing his thing. I'm saying it. Odegaard is world class. Allow it. Allow it. He's a great player. He's got a long way to go before that. Bro, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Again, Norwich was the first time I looked at my boys and they said, nah, we're not losing. And as man said, Xhaka's moving like Neymar. And you know Xhaka is slow on the best of days. So imagine how long it took to do that. Buoying them. Absolutely buoying them. Morning, bro. Just jumping in roughly 20 minutes. Smash the like. Keep the content coming. Stay healthy. You, your family, and the nation. Broccoli Guna, come on. We do not want Coutinho. He's not the one, trust me. I can't explain it more than that. It's a backward step. We could do with a striker and a backup right back or decent defensive. Can we get a number 8? I can see the game against City being postponed. Arteta has definitely been close to the players who weren't affected the virus. Hope not, but I'm expecting 5 or 6 out by Saturday by COVID. There's a good chance. There's a chance. You never know. But let's not turn into doctors. Let's just hope, man. Starting 11 with Coutinho. He doesn't get into my starting 11, really. We'll get into the Coutinho hype in a second, because I know you lot are itching for it. So free hits in Jan. There's no free hits in the Premier League, bro. There's no free hits. Of course, If you lose certain games, man are going to be onto you more than others. But there's no free hits. What bullshit is that? Like, everyone's trying to achieve something. There's no free hits, man. Wouldn't say I got too confidence. There's no free. Your top four is in the free hit. That don't really make sense, G1, but I hear that. And this is the thing, man. Need to stop getting overconfident. You need to literally keep behaving like we haven't won a damn game. The minute complacency for any squad starts to creep in, look at Liverpool. Them man look a bit complacent among aspects, and they're looking off the pace by their own standards. Lo and behold, they're shanking a couple of points. Like I said, fine margins on the best of days for every team is going to be relevant. Definitely where Liverpool and City, if they're fighting for the Premier League, fine margins. I mean, Arteta's going to be in the guy's ear. Pause. You can go long against City. Martinelli will cause them all sorts of problems. I mean, it's a bit of a fallacy, isn't it? Because Lacazette's going to drop deep. Odegaard's going to drop deep. You know, there's going to be about 4 defenders and 1 Martinelli. As good as Martinelli is, as courageous as he is. Yeah, man. Tottenham, it would be lovely, man. Yeah. There's no free hit. There's always something to gain. And for me, it's a thing where when we've played these City teams, wait, one sec, people. If you've hit the like button, big up yourself. 128 likes. I hope you lot win the lottery. I hope you lot achieve your goals and all of those things. I somewhat hope that if you haven't hit the like button, but I definitely hope the boiler starts breaking, unexpected high bills, you know, presents get clapped and things like that. But yeah, man, there's no free hits. Like I'm not gonna listen. There's a golfing class, but this is a test to see your true level. If we get smacked now, fans are going to make excuses saying, no, Arteta, I'm not sure where this free hit mentality came from. Every game you should go in thinking you can win. And again, you know, there's no free hits because everybody's going to be looking at you. United, Spurs, West Ham, they're going to be looking at, and anyone else fighting for top 4, they're going to be looking at you, man. They're going to be looking at you. I'm not too sure if this is our best chance to beat City. I mean, the form is the form, but we've been here several times, really. You know, we definitely are in better shape than the last time we played City. But boy, I definitely have a tiny bit more confidence because it's at home, you know. But it's Manchester City. You've got to earn the right to play. There's no fight. It's a game that comes down to fine margins. It's a game that, for me anyways, it pees me off how City get a lot of praise for how good they are on the ball. Don't get it twisted. They deserve that. City are a fantastic team, fantastic ballers. But what makes them an amazing team, just like anyone, like even if you go to Pep Guardiola's tiki-taka Barca side, is off the ball. Off the ball, off the ball, off the ball, off the ball. And this is the issue. Look at it. Well, it's not the same. Trent Alexander-Arnold is an amazing footballer. But defensively, there's a bit of issues. And you saw yesterday not following his runner. I've seen us do them things typically. You do that against City, there's issues. So yeah, man, brother, stop spamming, man. You're ruining it. We're having a good time. Festive periods, we're enjoying football and stuff. Hey, man, you're acting. I don't know for them stats, G1, but it wouldn't surprise me, by the way, if that was it. Wouldn't surprise me at all, man. Put in a performance and the results will follow. I mean, I've seen City have to work really hard for points, you know. I don't think Arsenal of recent years has done that. It's an inferior complex as well. And again, it's all about reactions because everybody can play respectfully. Everybody can play well when things are going well for the club. As you see, everybody's doing well. Some players that weren't rated are doing their thing. When things are going wrong, there's last time out, there was only a select few of players that were standing up to be counted. Other people were curling into a ball, hiding, looking for other players to make inspiration. Your squad is only as strong as your weakest man. You're only as good as you are on your worst. You know, City on their worst of days. I'd say Wolves was one of their worst days of recent. They grinded it out. Liverpool fans would have to answer that. Chelsea fans, they'd have to answer that. Spurs fans, they'd have to answer that. Arsenal fans, you'd have to answer that. So it is what it is where that's concerned, man. It is what it is. So yeah, let's get into some of this transfer stuff though, man. And it is what it is. I mean, this Coutinho one just hangs around like a bad smell. Apparently, a meeting between Coutinho's agent and Barca is scheduled for next week, which is this week. The player is about to leave and has an offer from Arsenal. If we go over here, that collaborates with what we could see here. Philip Coutinho prefers a loan switch to Arsenal in January with the Barcelona outcast unlikely to move to Newcastle due to the club's Premier League relegation battle. Philip Coutinho is leading towards a move to Arsenal in the January window. Do you know what? Again, the good things I'll say about Coutinho, obviously, my man is Brazilian and all them things. He's got a lovely ability. He's 29. He's been at Barca. He's won the champs. He's been at Liverpool. He is experienced. He gives you another option off the left. Whether we need that or not's another thing. He gives you another option in the 10. Maybe you could pull what's his face, Odegaard, to play next to Partey, or maybe there's a reality because Partey's not going to be there. We might go Xhaka, Odegaard, and free up the left wing and the 10. Or obviously you've got Lokonga, so he provides depth. As great as it is, if something happens to Smith Rowe or Odegaard, we're back in square one. Hopefully he'd have a point to prove. But for me, where it comes to this again, and just on top of that, the man's a talented player, innit? But then obviously I look at it, of course. Is it worth it? Now I don't really want to take him on a permanent one away from ability because his stock's on the floor. But is it worth it on loan? How much is the loan fee gonna be? Now I'm sure Barca couldn't, so itching to get rid of him, they might do you a favor. But is the loan fee and the percentages of the wages you're most likely to take on for Coutinho worth it? Is this an area we need? Would we be better looking for number 8s and things? If Arteta wants him, then I'm not gonna, the way we're moving right now, I'll give Arteta that luxury. And in the summer, all the signings, people are saying what they want to say about them. They're doing okay. So if you want him, I don't really trust it, but I'll trust you. Fair praise or critique due depending on what happens. Obviously, it's difficult to do the business on a football pitch joining mid-season. But yeah, man, I think we play good football. Coutinho would be there. For me, I don't think it makes sense for the finances. And I don't want to be sinister, but to play devil's advocate, what are the reasons? Obviously, everything he do at Barcelona is going to be scrutinized. Is he coming here for an easy ride? We know his agent and Arsenal have a good relationship. Again, we're seeing how giving Aubameyang a big contract, even though I don't think him signing the deal has impacted his attitude. But, there's a correlation between signing for big money, not doing the business. Ozil, not doing the business, and away from them, we've got Kolasinac on 100 bags. We've got, respectfully, Lacazette's on handsome wages. He's not bagged 20 league goals as good as he's been. I'm just throwing it out there that we've mismanaged a lot of wages. We've given Cedric a 4-year deal on handsome wages, so you can't really move him on. Pablo Mari, again, what's going to happen there? Are we signing Coutinho for the right reasons? London's a cozy life, And again, with Coutinho, he looks like he needs an arm around him. I hear that, but I think we've got enough of them players there at this moment in time. If a super player becomes available, which he is on his day, why not? And I know the parallels aren't the same. I hope the parallels aren't the same, people, between Odegaard and Coutinho. But, people looked at Odegaard as damaged goods, and look how that worked out. Maybe this could as well. He's only 29. I'm not really on it, but I don't think Coutinho's as bad as people are making out. I'm more on the loan thing than the permanent one, but he prefers a move to us. Apparently, Arsenal, Everton, Tottenham, and Newcastle have been alerted to Coutinho's decline at Barca and are all reportedly keeping tabs on him, people. Everton have been linked with him for time, as has Newcastle. Arsenal and Tottenham are always linked. I mean, Spurs need creativity more than us, in my opinion. Like, they're trying to build from Skip, Winks, Højbjerg, them sort of man. They are how they're building, so it would make sense. But yeah, man, according to Spanish outlet Sport, Coutinho is leaning towards a switch to North London in January, with Mikel Arteta said to match both his ambition and wage demands. Coutinho is aware that he would need to climb down from his staggering 200 per week wages to seal a Newell camp exit, but wants a destination that meets his goals on the pitch. And again, what contract are you going to give him? Because again, if Coutinho works, everything becomes irrelevant. If he bangs for us, nobody cares that he flopped and this, that, and the other. But 29, if I'm Coutinho and his agents, I'm trying to get him a 4-year deal. Whether we know why he shouldn't be, I'm trying to get a 4-year. Arsenal probably give you a 3. Definitely not trying to give you those wages, but I'm trying to get my wages. I'm trying to get an incentives-based contract on top of that. So yeah, man, I wouldn't be against him. His stock's on the floor, but it's looking like a myth, man. You know, apparently he's been offered to Arsenal and Tottenham in recent weeks, with the Gunners initially holding reservations over a loan move based purely on the finances over a deal. But if Coutinho is open to reducing his wage, a switch could be possible. As you know, Barca are desperate to offload a handful of stars in January as they look to ease their financial woes. And Samuel Umtiti's been linked with Newcastle. Ferran Torres has just joined the club, people, and they still got a bag of other people to shift on, people. But to accompany the squad, because all you need is one injury and there's a problem, and you can never say no to ballers, in my opinion. But pardon me, I think that one there's a myth in it, people. Newcastle, this is from yesterday. Newcastle allegedly were in the mix for Aubameyang. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, people. There's about 3 tabs here, all dedicated to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Newcastle expected to hijack Ainsley Maitland-Niles talks after Arsenal exit update. I don't know who Noel Whelan is, but he has tipped to Newcastle United to make a move to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And you could join fellow Haylender Hale graduate in Joe Willock, and obviously Isaac Hayden's there. If I'm Newcastle, I mean, if you need a right back, I think he and a midfielder, he would do it. But I don't necessarily think Ainsley's a player that's going to immediately boost your chances of staying in the division. But for him, he'd get games. Newcastle's a big club. I mean, even if you go down to the Championship, you're going to be there for a while. As we know, Ainsley seems to be close to joining Roma. Apparently, the report also claims they have an option to make it permanent. But this guy has said the young man isn't getting many minutes at Arsenal. 500 people locked in. Hit the like button, people. You're right. I would rather Wijnaldum on a 6-month loan. I think that ahead of Coutinho kind of helps us a bit more. They might bang ball, boy, but they have to stay in the league, my guy. You know for a fact that he'll get that under Jose at Roma. Jose seems like he's tapping into resources he's got over here in England, and why not? There's some really special young players here who aren't getting a look in. Tammy is at Rome already, so Mourinho will feel that he can make him feel welcome and valued at the club. And, you know, for me, whether they're going to play you in midfield or right back, Jose will make you improve as a player. If you're playing as a defender, you'll definitely improve defensively. Roma's a big club. You're playing in a big league. You're playing in a serious country where there's a lot to do on the field and off the field. The Tammy thing, you know, you look at Chris Smalling as well. I know he was at Milan and not Roma, but you know, Victor Moses and Young went over there. That could be the thing for you. And it's a win-win for Roma because he's 24. They'll have him for a couple of years. And if the fee to be believed is 8 to 12 million euros, they will make that back. My only problem with Arsenal is not necessarily the fee you're getting for Ainsley because he's a Hale End graduate. You've made 100% prof. It's just the fact of you could have made more. It's almost like what we've seen, you know, you could have sold him to Everton, you could have sold him to Wolves. Now you're kind of hoping. I mean, if it's an obligation to buy, then you've been crippled a bit. If it's a loan deal and he succeeds, then it's a win-win for Arsenal. They either come with a tidy transfer fee or Ainsley Maitland-Niles can come back from Italy a better player. I hear that, but I think we've crossed that bridge, man. I think, you know, he went West Brom, didn't pull up any trees, come back. You know, every minute it seems like him and Arteta have blessed the beef. Then there's something again. So, yeah, man, let's just end this love drama. Ainsley, go and develop. I want you to go all the best. I want you to prove Arsenal wrong. You know, Arsenal, let's move on. And can we get some other number 8s? I'm surprised if it's just Roma interested in him. I expect Newcastle to be in for him too, and they could hijack talks. Ainsley has started just 2 games for Arsenal this term after seeing a loan move to Everton fall through. The manager don't rate you as a starter. It's simple as that. Arteta shouldn't be killed for that. It's just levels in this thing. Do you get in ahead of Xhaka? No. Should you play ahead of Partey? Some occasions, yes. But it's a bit brazy there. I feel sorry for you because you batted up Watford in that, but you are a squad player until you define more. For what it's worth, though, Roma and Arsenal at final stretch for January move. Roma and Arsenal are now said to be in the final stretch for talks regarding the loan of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. This publication has claimed that Maitland-Niles is waiting for Thiago Pinto to return to London and put a final stamp on the deal. The player has given his approval to the move, and Arsenal are happy with the formula of a loan with the option to buy. The hold-up is being caused by the fact that there is no agreement on the option to buy and how much money Roma will have to pay for that. Arsenal are willing to drop their valuation from 17 million euros to 15 million, but Roma are not going above 10. And I mean, we was here over Xhaka. Tell him to pay up or fuck off, man. Loan him to somewhere in the Prem, let him bad it up, sell him in the summer with a year left. Someone might give you that 15 million euros. Make options. And I think this is because the reason Ainsley stayed is a bit like because of the jacketing, is because we didn't really know what was doing in midfield. We didn't really make any defined courses. You know, if we got rid of Ainsley, then, boy, you get some more money to flip towards the kitty. But it is what it is with this guy, man. For what it's worth, though, people, Rome agreement with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, new contacts with Arsenal. The two clubs are trying to define the negotiations for the passage of the external midfielder to the Galatasaray. Again, Google Translate not helping me, people. They've reached an agreement in principle with the player, who is also willing to land at Mourinho's court with the formula of a loan with the right of redemption. For the Englishman, we are thinking about a salary of 2.5 million euros per season. Now it remains to find an agreement with Arsenal. So it seems like Ainsley's given his willingness to the move. Personal terms are not necessarily going to be a problem. It's just down to how much Roma want to pay, how much Arsenal are willing to accept, and obviously how that deal looks, whether it's a loan with an option, a loan with an obligation, or all of these sort of things there. You know, again, if it's a loan with an option, could it be worth giving Ainsley a new deal similar to Granit Xhaka, similar to Reece Nelson, if Ainsley would be stupid enough to sign it just to protect some sort of resale value, really? But you're probably in last chance saloon, really. You should have, when you gassed him last season about, yeah, stay, you're going to be part of this thing, should have started that. Ainsley, you know, for a while, you've needed to keep it moving. The London club values Maitland-Niles around 70 million euros and is willing, where have I gone? And is willing to discuss without falling below 15 million. Roma wants to close at 10 million. It will be in the next few hours to be able to find an agreement in the shortest possible time. Tiago Pinto spent the Christmas holidays in Portugal. Between now and tomorrow, he will return to the capital to intensify contacts from his office. So again, when he's finished his little stuff, then we're gonna see things, people. But that's that. So that's Coutinho. Obviously, we spoke about the VLAHOVIC one, and I've told you, know, it seems like Conte's pull is helping, and apparently, in demand Fiorentina sensation VLAHOVIC is set to snub Arsenal as his agents don't want to speak to them, but he would be willing to join Tottenham, with Man United and fierce rival City also eyeing up a sweep. City have moved away from him. I don't know if United are going to move for him. I think personally Spurs are going to get Kessie and VLAHOVIC. The Conte pull is going to prove too strong, and VLAHOVIC and his agents probably just don't reckon that Arteta is the guy to improve the striker, and I can't blame him. We're not exactly, we're doing it a bit now, but we're not exactly a mad attacking side. I can't really say he's improved the experienced sort of strikers or the young ones significantly. I do think there's improvement, but nonetheless, you know, I think VLAHOVIC is the truth. I think he's a good player, but yeah, you're not Ronaldo or whatever. If the man don't want to sign for the club, and this is probably the last time I'm going to speak about him unless we're on Twitch and it's a neutral thing, where again, make sure you're here on Twitch. 10 a.m. live streams typically, where we speak neutral football and whatnot. If you don't want to sign it, don't want to sign, man. Terrific player from what I've seen. Think he could be a baller. Don't know if he'll be the truth and whatnot, but what I've seen is he's about to hit back-to-back 20-plus goals. That's something to pay attention to. Juventus allegedly eyeing him, but Juventus are turning away to Schumacher and doing other things. And at least where Jan's concerned, it's a myth. Apparently, he's open to Real Madrid as well. The journalist, Di Marzio, has said... and for what it's worth, Arsenal are willing to put the P's, but it's a myth. It depends on which project, how much he is being given, and he wants mad wage demands. Arsenal, for example, his agents do not speak to them. They think Arsenal is not good enough for him and his career. So how Spurs? Fair, I know Conte's there, but bloody hell, mate. The news will come as a blow. I mean, it is what it is. You know, do what's best for your client, man. You sure you don't want the wages, though? DiMarzio went on to add that VLAHOVIC is more interested in Manchester United, Man City, or even Tottenham. So he's a bottler. They think that Tottenham or Man City or United are more fit for him. Tottenham with Conte as coach is the right fit for him, which is true. He could be a replacement for Kane or even play with him for a year, which is true. He can improve with Kane, and it'd be scary. You know, you stop playing Son up front, you move Son out wide, you play VLAHOVIC and Kane, assuming Kane's there, could be brazy. I think that he can learn from a top player like Kane. This isn't his agent. This is Di Marzio's comments. 1 year behind Kane, or he can play with him. That should be a right fit for him. And we got to remember, this man is 21, bro. I know he doesn't look it, but fucking hell, pardon my French. I think he needs another step with Antonio Conte as coach. I don't know if Tottenham will spend all the money, but the club should be the right fit for him in this moment of his career. He's expected to stay with his current club until the end of the season, but after helping them push for Europe, is set to leave for a big money fee. So, yeah, I don't really want to speak on Dunny again. That's Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Shock horror, football fans, not me. The footballing culture, them and there live on booze and doing coke. You know, this society, English society, has a problem with coke and booze. I mean, anyone that's gone to a Christmas party, I remember, I'm not going to reveal the company I worked for, but this, I swear I've told you like this before. The manager stopped chatting. This guy used to be on my case, innit? After this day, he stopped being on my case. I've bopped into the toilet. Now, obviously, man, I'm drinking. I've got a weak bladder when it comes to drinking. I've gone in the toilet. My man hasn't even tried to go in the cubicles. I've just heard, "You're right, mate. What you doing?" You know, he's moving brazy. He's like, "You're right, mate. You want something?" Like, brother, I'm good, you know. I'm good, you know. Drink is there. I ain't got the Henny there. I'm good, you know. But Are we really surprised, people? I don't know. There's no point showing you like this. I was reading this, innit? Cocaine traces found at Arsenal, Tottenham, and Chelsea stadiums amid rising fan violence. Can we really be surprised that man are going off the gear, blood? You know? My boy's a builder. Do you know how many his brethren are West Ham fans on the building site? There's man out there that just go to the games, but they're not at the games. They don't see the pitch. They're just they're doing their coke before, after, and in the toilets, and then they're just on the booze in the I don't even know what you'd call it, but in like the hospitality sort of bits. The man there, bro, come on, man. You found in the government too, blood. Bro, booze and coke is what these man live off. Like, you know. I don't agree with all these sort of drugs, but they look down on the white and B nitties, you know, and then these lot are doing the coke. Well, it is what it is. Traces of cocaine have reportedly been found at the respective stadiums of London, of a number of London's top Premier League sides, including, as I just said, three London sides in Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham. Brazy. Apparently, Brighton's another club. Oh, every fucking stadium. I'd be amazed if there's not a trace. I'd be amazed. This is what a certain sort of footballing thing is on. I'm not going to paint all fans as it because it's not true, but this is what a certain section is like. And they were the man there that was doing up the violence thing. There's probably a lot of respectful cokeheads that probably just took their coke and relaxed themselves. But yeah, man, that is that, people. That is that. Obviously, we're going to review the month of December in a piece, people. But that is that where the transfer window is concerned and all those sort of things, people. And you know what story there, eh? What story there, Mazes? Bro, hell of these footballers. Bro, there's even a certain baller at Everton that's played for England. Like, there's a certain one that moves brazy every summer holiday. Bro, let me allow it, man. Trust me. Wacky backy is all certain man need, man. Bit of gear, blood. 90% of UK is sniffing the overrated shit. I'll leave them that, man. I'll leave them to do that, bro. I'll leave them to do that, man. And if that's what you're on, you man do your thing, man. You man do your thing. Jonathan David, someone that appreciates and understands what Arsenal is. I mean, unpopular opinion, but listen, I just find when man are talking about loving the club and all this, it's like when you go for a job interview and you're gassing. Like the day before, you've gone on Google, you've seen a couple of stats about the company, you're chatting shit about how much you love it. You know, you're just here for peas, and I'm here to pay my bills, and so I'm not really one for all that loving the club and all that tosh. You know, because it only matters when man are good. You know, Marie, Cedric, all these man probably love the club, but. PR says Arteta has COVID. PR prepares another free hit. PR is the highest performing part of our club. I mean, bloody hell, man. The guy's got COVID, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? There's no PR about it. The man has got COVID, brother. Ronaldo or Coutinho, who would you take? I think we more need Ronaldo than Coutinho. But, you know, if it was based on, you know, just ability and that, Coutinho, we could have got him. This is why we need to make decisions on players. You know, we're very reactive. We never want to make a decision. We kind of half want to sell someone. We half want to keep you. Newcastle bang ball. Ugh. You call that football? Ugh. Why is Arteta missing the game? Once again, he's got COVID. We should not be in a hurry to buy new players. Why not? We've needed a midfielder for 20 years, man. It's stuff like that that reminds me Arsenal is not a top four club. We should be going for the big guns. United going for Haaland, and we are going for these dead embarrassing players. Cam, I hear you, but are you suggesting we should go for Haaland? I hear that. Who's having a better season so far, Maddis or Odegaard? Probably about even. I would say Odegaard for me, but Maddison's starting to find his feet, really. I've already offered my thoughts. There's no thingy. There's no thoughts on anything to have. The man's got COVID. You wish him a speedy recovery. Like, I don't want anyone to be ill, innit? There's no other thought other than that, man. No other thought. I just ordered that DG mug merch. Time to drink more coffee and tea. I need that Dark Hearts merch soon. Dark Hearts. Appreciate that, my guy. Thank you very much. And it soon land, man. Soon land. Crazy, man. The hard stuff does wonders for the mind and body. I'm going to leave you to that, my guy. I'm going to leave you to that. I'd rather get high off life. I'm going to leave you to that, man. Respectful cokeheads. Listen, when you're in the working world, you listen, you see a lot in it. Like you see a lot. I remember the first. Let me stop. Like that was the first time I seen it. But like you just have you know, there's people from all walks of life. Like the first time I was shocked. Second time I was like, all right, cool. As long as you do your thing and leave me alone, it's cool. I remember the first time. Remember once they offered me some. I was offended at first. I was like, brother, how can you take a look at me and think I'm gonna do that? Like I'm on that. Never. Whenever brother, there's not too much diversity here. Not that in this office, I'm the guy that's not on it. But then again, you gotta watch out, bro. In the working place, bro, man, seen great. It's not just the geezers, bro. Man, seen some guys that you would not think do that. You'd think they're on the man them thing, and they're in that Charlie. They're in that Charlie. You know, it's looking like they all got foundation on them. It's booky. I mean, when you've worked in a bar, you see it in it, and their mouths are just their lips are just chapping and chapping. It's like they're talking one way, the lips are moving the other way. They make me bug out, man. I can't lie, man. Hey, don't use profane language. I'll use what the fuck I want, big man. Like I apologize, but I will use whatever language. You know, it says Deluded Goonies YouTube channel. It don't say respectfully. I can't pronounce your name, man. So yeah, man. I apologize, but I'll do whatever I want whenever I feel like it, man. You know, it does say when I go on YouTube, you know, for certain ads, it says not for kids. So kids, cover your eyes and ears if you see a mazza. But I'll do whatever the hell I want, man. Resign Tobias for vibes. No thanks. I don't want to see him try and crave turns on the edge of his area, man. True. Any Aubameyang news? Someone said, bro, he preparing for AFCON, innit? I'd rather get Gerard Bowen than Coutinho. I mean, Bowen's probably a better fit at this moment in time, but I wouldn't necessarily say I agree. I was Arteta out before he got Corona the first time. I mean, bloody hell, man. His Corona's got nothing to do with his managerial ability. You want him out because he's got Corona? I was Unai in, honestly. Colin, I hear that, man. But unpopular opinion, Wenger needed to step down. Emre weren't levels. Arteta remains to be seen if he's the guy. No, I got no secrets, man. Bro, man say they're football fans and they're policing language, you know. I hear it, you know, man, I want to hear the swearing, but bloody hell, could you imagine? You know, I know it's not the same, but fans are shocked. Jack has said fuck off. Like, bro, have you not been in a stadium? Have you not seen fans? Have you not seen players talk? If you want profound language and that, you man need to go and watch them upper class cricket dons, or it's not even polo. What's that thing where they're on the horse and they're hitting it with a stick? All them rich games that the man have never played in PE. Oh, certain man is crazy. Morning, DG. Enjoying the stream as always. Any idea who will be replacing Mikel Arteta on the sidelines? I hope it's the set piece coach because he seems to be on bits. But my man with the 1 ear pod. What the fuck? DG, would you prefer to fall off your chair or spill your coffee? Arsenal not making anyone excited right now. Bro, neither, bro. Neither, broski. Neither, bro. It depends. Is the coffee dropping on, man? Of course, I don't want no coffee dropping on, man. I fall off my chair all the time, to be fair. You just don't see it. Man said I'm Arteta out because he's too handsome for a manager. Fair play. Fair play. Nah, I'm not really on the Patrick Streak thing, my guy. I'm not really on it. Bro, man said out because he got Corona, you know. That bloody hell. Bro, I've seen little kids go, fuck off, you right now, fuck off. Man, the man are standing with their dads, going, fuck off. You know, that's my kid. I'm gonna beat your ass for that shit. Steve Round. I don't know for Tomiyasu. He's got COVID, didn't it? I don't know if he'll be able to make it back for the City game. Health is wealth. Suspect questions today, bro. 100%. Hi, DG. How many goals do you think Smith Rowe will score this season? In the league, I don't know, man, but I really don't know. 10 and 10 is what I look for my attackers. I don't know. For goals, I don't know. I think there's a good chance you could get 10. Let's get 10 and let's see what's going on, man. Because there will be inevitable dry patch. Let's get 10 and see where we're going, man. I'm inclined to say 15, but I don't know, man. What I would say for Smith Rowe is keep going, but then focus. You got to be able to do this again and again and again and again. That's what all these men should be, man. How many people deep down in your heart truly believe will even compete in the game against City? I mean, anything Arsenal show me is a bonus, but yeah, man. DG, what's your opinion on Luka Jovic? Hey, I mean, I welcome all questions, but bloody hell, big up to you, S, for asking a fucking football question. Luka Jovic, I like him. Probably made that Madrid move way too early where you weren't ready yet. And lo and behold, it ain't really banged for you, man. We've heard this Coutinho thing all before, man, you know. No. Unlike Smith, unlike Ramsey, I hope Smith Rowe's actually performing over a whole season. I do like Ramsey. I backed Ramsey when people got onto him, but I can't lie. I think bare people looked at that guy with rose tints. You know, I used to call him a goal scoring midfielder. Then I looked at it, is like, is he really a goal scoring midfielder? He scored some clinical finishes for us. 2 goals away from 10. Isco, fantastic baller, has lost his way. It's a myth. So yeah, it's brazy for him, man. Absolutely brazy for him. 241 likes. People keep running that up again. You lot are moving brazy, and I appreciate. And the thing that scares me is now you're worrying. I don't know if Arteta is going to do the press conference from his bed, and then now you're worrying again. I don't want to speculate on things, but I guess with the City thing now is, when did Arteta get it? Who's he come in contact with? And then you're praying that it's nothing to do with the players, the coaching staff as well, but nothing to do with the players. God forbid. But imagine you wake up tomorrow, Ramsdale's got it, Ben White's got it, Tomiyasu's not recovered, Saka's got it, or whatever. Like, it's down the toilet, innit? So it gets a bit peak, man. Surprised we aren't linked with Benzema or Higuain like old times. Trust me. Trust me. Does it make sense to buy a good experienced striker or gamble on an up-and-coming one? I think you need both. Replace Aubameyang and Lacazette properly. Because it's a squad game, man. You need more than one striker. I feel if you could get someone who's experienced and then you get a young one, because I do think if the young one's going to struggle, if you get these Isaacs and Adeyemi's and these guys, well, we can't get Adeyemi, but you get the point. They're going to struggle at the time. You know, there's not too many strikers that I can say off the top of my head that are confirmed goals. Like, there's no Aubameyang even there. And the ones that might be confirmed goals, you're going to have to overpay for them. So I hope we've established one. I'd prefer scouts to find someone. Again, it's tough. It's easy to say than actually doing it. But if you could find Lewandowski before he become Lewandowski, this VLAHOVIC brother, obviously work permits make things happen. He was at Partizan before he's Florentino. They had to find him somewhere. Make it happen. You know, Aubameyang was Robbie for time. Dortmund saw Ratinha, made him a bit of a guy. Can you find someone that you could do that with? You know, could you find and convert someone? I don't know, man. They're nothing alike, bro. Ramsey, nothing alike. Nothing alike with Smith Rowe. I don't know what it is. Cavani, keep it moving, man. I think we should stay from that, because suddenly Cavani with us, he will start to look like a pensioner. It's nothing to do with his age. He will start to look like one. And again, what is he on? What is he on a week as well? It's probably a myth there, if I'm completely honest with you. But yeah, as well, quickly, people, I wanted to review the month of December with you guys, or just offer my little spin on it. And, you know, currently Arsenal find themselves in fourth. A lot can change, but it's been a decent month. Definitely better than how it started. You know, out of the 6 Premier League games we've won, 6 Premier League games, we've won 4. Obviously, the United and Everton ones are disappointing. Disappointed not to win at Old Trafford, because you know, for me, to make me confident against top four, it's going into games against our rivals, home and away. It's going to difficult grounds and putting in performances and things like that makes me have confidence. I'm more confident with our ability to get top 4, but I'm not going to lie to you lot. In December, turning to January, again, I'm going to praise us soon. I don't truly believe we're going to get it in our hearts. I'm hoping we get it. I hope to be proven wrong, but I'm hoping this overperformance leads to us. And I'm calling it overperformance just to make it make sense. I'm hoping this will make us land in a Europa League place if worse comes to worse, similar to Leicester. It's different, but Leicester have been kind of pushing that top 4 boat, and then they let themselves down at the end of the year, and then they end up in the top 4. Again, I want to be wrong. I want Champions League, but I don't know if this squad, sentiments can change. You've got to look at it. What we've played 18 or so games in the Prem. How many different narratives have been painted, not just at Arsenal, but several other clubs. Chelsea have gone from winning the league. United were winning the league. Now they're fighting for this. Arsenal are getting relegated. Tottenham are the worst thing ever. Now look where they are. West Ham, no one can touch them. Chelsea, no one can touch them. Liverpool are winning the league. City are in trouble. I'm not saying any of these things are wrong. I'm just saying, look how they change. You look at Arsenal. Tavares is the guy. Tierney is finished. Odegaard's not good, Martinelli needs to go on loan. Lacazette ain't doing the thing. Aubameyang and Laka can't play in the same team. We've look at the different formations and things we've spanned, So it's going to come down to injuries. It's going to come down to this January period, in my opinion. As I said, August until December, we've done that part now. We've got into a good position. From now until February, you've got to do something. From February till April, you've got to do something. And then from April, don't let your hard work down. We're only in December. We've not achieved anything. Yeah, we've won some games. We've scored some goals. We're more confident. I love what we're doing. Credit where due. But the league's not done. You don't get praise for that, And a lot of what I'm praising us for, let's be real, if we were to compare it to normal, not the poor Arsenal side, these are things that necessarily, you should get praised, but they shouldn't. You shouldn't, we're praising it because we're coming from mediocre standards. This is the standard of any team that wants to get top 4 and do things of that level, people. 500 of you locked in. As I said, make sure you're hitting the like button, setting your reminders for Chelsea versus Brighton, and you're joining me at 2:30 for Arsenal for Arsenal watch along business. But yeah, man. Disappointing to drop points from winning positions against Everton and obviously United. Definitely disappointed not to beat Everton. Disappointed to not beat United because of their form, and definitely not to walk away with a point. And I just feel within that game we were not following runners and whatnot. And I feel a theme. We've conceded cheap goals in it. We Everton didn't have to do much to score. You're not following Bruno Fernandes, Fred, not that he's amazing. Ronaldo, again, you play top teams. Movement is a big part of how they score goals, not following runners. It's nice to see we got 3 clean sheets, and I'm cherry picking because cherry picking is what's going to make the difference, is fine margins. Should have kept the clean sheet against Leeds. But other than that, we've turned an ugly start to the month around. We're scoring goals. We look more confident. We're seeing a system. Martinelli's been getting a look back in. We wish we could play 12 players with Odegaard and Smith Rowe. We're doing what we need to do, really and truly. We're scoring a lot of goals. Best performance for me, I wouldn't say best performance. Best result, better yet, is West Ham, because, that was a game. You needed to put in a performance. So to beat West Ham was a good in. I think we were slow for 20 minutes against Southampton. You can't do that against City, and we let ourselves down in the 20 minutes, but then we put together some good moves. So to beat Southampton, 3-0, West Ham 2-0, 4-1 against Leeds, and 5-0 against Norwich. We've beat teams we should be beating. We should be beating Southampton. We should be beating Norwich. We should be beating this current Leeds. West Ham is a test of your credentials, and you did your thing, people. So yeah, man, 6 Premier League games, 4 wins, 12 points out of 18, 3 clean sheets. Again, still need to play well for the full 90. Yeah, we won 5-1 in the cup as well. So yeah, it is where it is, man. In terms of improvements, again, we've achieved nothing. Keep going. Whatever you lot started doing after to put your poor form to bed, keep doing it. You've achieved nothing. You've achieved nothing. Literally, individually, you've achieved nothing. None of you have achieved anything. Manager, everything. And I'm not trying to water it down. It's December. Any complacency, anytime Arsenal feel complacency and start to feel themselves, you see a problem. I would say, could we kill games a bit quicker? As I said, Southampton shouldn't have had that first 20 minutes. If I'm real, against Norwich, we should have finished that game. If I'm real and everyone real, we should have duppied them in the first half. Go to the next level. Clean sheets, I'm happy that we kept one against Norwich. Should have kept one against Leeds. We're moving all right in that. Ultimately, the away form, we've ended the month in stronger away form against Norwich and Leeds. Just in terms of the stature of the clubs, not necessarily the current form where Everton's concerned. I would have preferred to have beaten or got something out of United and Everton. And, we've dropped those points. We've dropped points before. We're going to drop points again, like everyone. So this is where you need to, it's a fine margins thing. If you look at the top 4, as poor as Arsenal have been historically, we haven't lost out on top 4 because teams are massively better than us. As poor as it's been, it's because we've struggled for consistency. Look at top 4 last season. Not Everton. Liverpool and United looked like they wouldn't get it. They fixed up at a point and they got it to the point where, forgive me if I'm wrong, it's so long ago. Did Oli not finish second? The season we finished 5th and got Europa League. Yeah, we was a point off. But how many stupid draws were there? Well, again, the devil is in the details. I don't want to be here next season waffling at the end of the season, waffling about December, or being them Arsenal fans that make league tables just focused on home form and disregard away form, or do in this month, since this month in 2021 or 2022, we've been the best team. That's not what matters. Them things there don't matter. The table may can't come down to fine margins, so let's take heed of that, people. So yeah, man, if I had to say players of the month, first, second, and third in no order, it's difficult because there's bare players, man. There's bare players. You know, all the attacking players are starting to do their thing. The whole team is starting to do their thing, really and truly, across all aspects. I would say player of the month for me is Odegaard, because I feel he has based on the output, he has a case of being in the Prem full out. I'd say Odegaard. I'd say Tomiyasu for me second, because I don't really think them defenders are going to get praised historically. And I'd give it to Smith Rowe third, really, because of being, you know, because of his super sub role. He's still just getting better and better. Young player of the month, I'd give it Martinelli. Underrated performers of the month, I would say underrated performer of the month, I'd give it to Tini. And that's just because I'm trying to fit him in. I don't really think it's been underrated. I feel fans deserted him. You know, they respectfully, Tavares, you can't talk to Tini. I like that you're pushing him, but you can't talk to him. And I think Tini reminded, man, of what he brings to the table. Of course, I like how Ben White's finding his feet now. Gabriel's performing. Ramsdale is Ramsdale now. There's consistency in that. You know, Xhaka is doing really well, deserves his flowers. Partey's put in a couple of performances. Lacazette's doing his thing. Ben White, good performance at right back, by the way, in Tomiyasu's absence. But yeah, I'll go with that. In terms of who I want to see more from, I would say Partey, Lacazette, and Xhaka. And what I mean by that is, I still think it's our young players or new players that are pulling it. We need the leaders or the leadership group to do such. And as good as I think Lacazette's done, and you can't always look into goals, he's still only got 3 for the season. Partey, you've turned a bit of a corner, but there were times you was looking a bit scared. Xhaka, pardon me, you've been all right. Keep it going, because if we're not going to sign a midfielder, we're going to need you. It's that reality. You're looking at January to come, people. Again, let me share my screen with you, look, because it's better. We got difficult games. Everyone's got difficult games. Every game in the Prem is difficult, innit? So we've given ourselves a good platform, but it means nothing. Narratives can change. Look how quickly narratives have changed. You know, we've got injuries. We've got COVID. You know, we're probably awaiting more COVID cases. Our gaffer's not going to be there. We've got City. They're the league champions. If you've been watching Manchester City in the last few years, you know what they're about. Simple as that. You have to stand up to be counted. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Hopefully, by the time they get into London from Manchester, them and they are still sleeping and feeling the effects of. Hopefully, Raheem Sterling and John Stones are still off the Ray and Neff from the New Year's party. But that's going to be brazy. We've got the 2 cup fixtures with Liverpool sandwiched in between that, the FA Cup. I think Arteta disrespected the FA Cup last season. I'll be real. I want to get to the FA Cup final. You know, everyone that's still in the Cat Bell has a good chance. And, you know, you're going to need to put in a performance against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool side. So, yeah, you've got City. You've got Norwich sandwiched in between a home and away leg against Liverpool. You got Tottenham, where I want to win that. They want to win that. They're going to want revenge. Dramatically a better team from the one that took over. Conte's Tottenham is dramatically better than Nuno's one, but that's almost a 6-pointer. That's one where if Spurs win or if we win, you're probably laughing. And that's one where if you're United, you probably want to draw. And that's one where, again, we're getting to that period. Everyone's starting to everyone, you know, what's going on. That's also something I've liked as well this season, this month. We've gone into games kind of knowing that if we win or if we lose, or the ramifications, and took care of business. And then you should be beating Burnley at home. Again, Sean Dyche is a tricky customer. Them and they are fighting to stay in the league. You never know what could be said. So what, is there only 3 Premier League games? There's 9 points up for grabs. If you're serious, you try and get 6. You know, you try for 6 to 9, boy, you could end up getting 4. I can't predict the North London derby. I can't predict Arsenal City. You should be getting 3 points off Burnley. So this is why I'm happy that we've taken advantage where we could in December. But this is where you're looking at it, considering the context, is if you got the 6 points off United and Everton, where would you be? We can't go back in time. It is what it is. The games are coming thick and fast. It's the Premier League. And again, injuries, COVID, fatigue, because we're relying on other players, squad depth, all of these things are going to be needed. And look how quickly the turnaround is, people, as well. Fair enough. I'm gassing up this one. You've got Saturday and Thursday, but what you're playing on a Thursday, a Sunday, then you're playing on Thursday again, then you're playing on Sunday again, you know. Then you've got a week's break and whatnot. So it's going to be a big push. It's going to be a big test in the legs for everyone. But football's a squad game. If you want top 4, these are the sort, or European football, which should be the minimum. These is what you need to do. It's as simple as that. You don't do that, then forget about it. Right? It's quite simple, really, when you deep it. That's Jan preview. So yeah, that's that. Really. What else you lot saying? Big up you lot, man. Each and every time you lot are tuned in with me, I appreciate it. It could be, it could be worse, man. I appreciate the fan base and support network we have. We always talk some interesting ball. 282 likes. Can we move towards 300? Smith Rowe has been a revelation with his integration into the team. He's been playing so well. I hope he keeps it up. It's nice when academy players thrive. Terry, tell him again, facts and more facts. And we always have a bit more of a, I don't know how to make it make sense, and like an affiliation, a bit more of a love with the young players, like everyone, If I was a United fan, I would love, well, Martial's not the best example, but I would love Martial. I would love Rashford and Greenwood. I would want them to probably do well, a bit better. Maybe Greenwood more than Rashford, if I'm honest with you. Please don't sign Coutinho. We've done so well recently to get rid of these overpriced players with no ambition. Don't go back now. Bit harsh, man. Overpaid, yeah, or overpriced, yeah, but no ambition. How can we say that with Coutinho? Like, I hear it, but why do you say that? I'm not trying to catch you. I'm just trying to answer because I don't think it's fair. I agree with that. That was my thing, but yeah, man. DG Gabriel is among the top centre-backs in the league. Would you take Sander Berge and Bruno Gomes? And what do you think about Isaac? I like Isaac. I think our fans are gassing him. I think people are gassing him, but I like him. Sander Berge, you'd be welcome as part of the squad. I wouldn't move heaven and earth. Bruno Gomes, if we can do that in Jan, let's do that, man. Bro, this is what I'm saying. We're finding Brazilians in Croatia or Brazilian that plays for the national team. It comes down to scouting. Unpopular opinion, I think Arsenal can identify targets. We just take forever to get it done, historically. Gavi's never signing for us, bud. Sesko is good. Sesko's good. Arthur Melo from Juventus was linked to us. Apparently, he would fit our system. What do you know about him? I mean, bring him. Bring him. Loan thing, bring him. I'll take Origi. Allow me. We need an Andy Carroll Donny up front for plan B. Ooh, I mean, a bit more than that, but an aerial threat. I feel you. I don't know about none of that, man. Some of these names. Deluded. How about DT of Arsenal Fan TV? Peter, I don't know. What do you want me to say about DT? I'm here to talk football, man. I don't know what. What do you mean? How about that? Jack has been good this month. Let's not cap, man. Halfway through the season, you touched on some things, but what do you think are our biggest weaknesses, biggest strengths and weaknesses? Weaknesses, still not playing well for 90, improving defending, still got a lot of bad habits defensively. I'd say the game management, they're the main things, really. Still ain't got a goal scoring forward, really. Martinelli's found his feet in recent weeks. How long is that going to last? Smith Rowe's a young man as well. How long is his goals going to last? Odegaard's been fairly prolific, and it looks like we've got goals all around the team. Saka as well, but how long are these going to last? These guys are still improving. I'm not trying to get at Lacazette. It's just as good as Lacazette's been for the team, and as much as we waffle about that, it's 3 goals this season. If other players stop pulling, sometimes not everyone's going to be playing levelly good. Sometimes other players are going to be performing at higher levels to others. If it gets to that, what's the issue? Our biggest strength, it looks like we've got a bit more confidence playing out from the back. It looks like we're attacking a bit better. It looks like there's a lot more movement. There's a lot more confidence. There's a lot more grit, heart, and determination. So I would say that, man. But I still think we're historically, I know we're the 3rd top goal scorers in the league, but I still wouldn't have us as a great defensive side, a great goal scoring side, things we've kind of done this month. So let's channel to that. Can we learn to play well for the whole 90? And, we've still got those cheap mistakes in us. Tavares has had a couple clangers since he started. Ben White's given away the penalty. Fair enough. Odegaard gave away the penalty before. And, sometimes there's errors leading to goal. Smith Rowe against Sunderland loses the ball and then we're hit on the transition. I still think we're too easy. I still think midfield is our biggest weakness. I still think as a team from back to front, it's too easy to just run through us. We don't bring a man down. We're not really strong enough and things like that. So I would say them things for me, really and truly. But I like the building blocks, but I do think a lot of it is overstated and overrated. And I do think there's people going over the top. But as you know, when we're doing bad, people want to go over the top. When we're doing good, people want to go over the top. We've given ourselves a good position, a good platform. It's down to these players what narrative they want to write at the end of the season. If they want top 4, they'll ensure they get it. If they half want it, you won't get it. Xhaka might be a time bomb, but listen, I have to give a man credit where he's due. I think he's been good this month. Red card coming in the City game. That's the pattern. Hope not. Yeah, big up Ramsdale as well. But it's getting boring. Not boring, but I just feel I feel we need to shed light on other players. I feel we keep just throwing it on the Tomiyasus and the Ramsdales. And if they're doing it, man. I'd rather watch Sambi learn than Xhaka pull goofy thing. Even Sambi and Partey have lost the ball in the middle of the park. I'd rather I'd Lokonga get opportunities because he's the future, but he's a completely different player. And from what I've seen, I know Lokonga talks about wanting to play an 8. Where Premier League football's concerned, you're not ready to play as a number 8 for Arsenal Football Club because you're not, I know a lot could be said about Xhaka. You're far too wasteful on the ball. You want too much time. I rate him, though. Martinelli been a game changer during the spell, really helping to stretch the pitch, and that over-reliance on Saka for wing players dropped a bit to a degree. Minimum 4 points, hope so. DJ, I tagged you in a story regarding Bellerin if you're interested. Oh, is this Hector Bellerin? I bet it's something other than just being a good footballer. But I can't see myself tagged in anything, bro. I can't even see half the things I'm adding. I don't know what's going on. Maybe check my phone. I can't see nothing, my guy. They're shagging you. They're doing you dirty, man. Let me type in I hardly ever do this. Let me just slap my @ into Twitter. I mean, it's a bit of a shame, bro. I don't even know what Oh, here he is. Oh, shut up, Bellerin, man. I hope you are. I hope you are, Hector. I hope you are. Get that done. Permanent settings, man. For what it's worth, though, folks. Shut up, Hector Bellerin. Like, shut it. Hopefully, again, what I will say is, first things first. Sorry, folks, that was just that. Let's go over here. What I would say is if you are happy there and you are doing all right on loan, I'm not keeping track of your progress. I've seen you've got a hat-trick of assists or something like that. I've seen you've got spans a couple times, No one's really gassing it, but I hope you are because, again, you're contracted until 2023. I hope that they want to keep you permanently or a next Spanish club wants to buy you or someone else if they don't, because we're going to have a player with a year left on his deal, similar to Eddie Nketiah this season and Lacazette, and I'm tired of that, really. So if you, Torreira, Ainsley, assuming he goes to Italy, if you lot can get permanent deals, then fair play, gives us money to get rid of, to do other things, because you throw that in with Aubameyang and Leno, 2023 contracts are one thing, bringing in the couple of players to take us to the next level, getting rid of players that are past it and freeing up the wages, and probably looking to tie down Saka, Martinelli to Saliba to new deals contracted until 2024 within the next 18 months. Smith Rowe probably gets an extension and players like that, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, again, if they improve in terms of stature, I know they just signed, then they should be handed improved terms. But yeah, man. Hector Bellerin forgets London. He is happy at Real Betis and has ambitious plans for the future. Fair play. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Betis fans aware of Bellerin's affinity for Real Betis saw a new teammate in Catalan who has not taken too long to return the affections to the fans as he knows how to do best, playing football. After somewhat a hesitant start, typical of a fleeting adaptation period and without pre-season, Bellerin has established himself as one of the best right-backs in La Liga. Fair play. Buy him, man. We got that. Buy him then. Bellerin is very happy in Seville. He misses London very little or not at all and has had a very easy adaptation despite the differences. I mean, I know he stayed in England for a while, but, he is Spanish. Fair play, man. It's just gone on to say he's got a good atmosphere. He wants to help Betis get into the Champions League. He turns 27 in March. His contract ends in 2023. Apparently, there have not been yet conversations between parties involved to extend, obviously, his time at Betis. So we'll have to see, people. The problem lies in the financial demands of Arsenal, which will have to be dropped significantly lower, or the man's going to walk for free in it. So yeah, man, Hector Bellerin, you stay there and do your thing, man. You know, Arteta didn't really want you to leave, so it is what it is. Bloody Hector Bellerin, I tell you. Smash the lights, come on. Do you rate Edouard? Think he's gone under the radar since his move to Palace? He's all right. Probably a bit harsh on Coutinho, but I don't know why he wouldn't want Champions League football if he was that good. Nobody in the Champions League wants him. Which team do you see play good for 90? Obviously, I'm sure many managers would say they wouldn't, but some play closer to good for 90 than others. You know, again, like, I don't really care about other teams. I care about Arsenal Football Club, the team that I look at week in, week out. I'm not just saying it to be negative. I'm saying there's going to come a time where, like I said, Southampton, you're not in it. Fantastic 70 minutes. The first 20, they're the team in front, really, in terms of being on the front foot. They had all our 11 players in our box. You play like that against City or Liverpool, you're out the game after 20 minutes. Is that so far-fetched? I don't think so, because how many times historically over the years have we played games against City, United, Chelsea, these teams? We might have been sleepy for the first 20, then we're superb for the others, and we waffle about why weren't we at it for the first 20, or first 20 we're superb, the rest of the game we don't do much, or we're in it for 45 minutes after half time, it's a different case, or we're in it for the first half, second half, and like against Chelsea, one of Arteta's first games, we shank it up after 15 minutes. Any way you want to look at it, game management is very important. I am not saying anything I don't believe in. I'm not trying to catch these players out. I'm saying it because that's how you get to the next level, in my humble opinion. Nice try, man. Not the ones there. DG, listen, I'm not like these other YouTubers and content creators. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I don't come here and say nothing I don't honestly believe. If you present me with something, I'll be wrong. But you got to play it. Listen, man's press resistant. Man's not Granit Xhaka right now, but come on. And my history is good. I told you, man, Emery weren't the fit. You heard, you killed me. Killed me for Odegaard. Killed me for Saka. Saying Saka's on the right, can play on the right wing. He's not a left back. Killed me for suggesting that, you know, Arteta has a lot of criticisms, but he's doing a lot right as well. And it's a bit of a mixed bag of things. And I don't think I'm right. I don't think I have an opinion better than others. I just think, like a lot of you, and some of you see these things, I'm just fucking watching it. Like, it's as simple as that. Sorry. No profound language. Sorry. Cameroon, Arsenal comments. And of course, the Premier League, there's times you're going to be under the cosh, but I'm having this conversation with you guys more often than not, so there's got to be something in there, right? You can call me negative, you can say I'm over positive, you can say you're not so deluded, you can say you're really deluded, but when it's all said and done, you're going to see that I'm onto something there. You know? Because you lot know, when you come to this channel, you engage in some intellectual conversation with football. You go to the other ones to waffle and carry on a certain way, but you come here for the unsobering truth. There's no way around it. You can't shake that. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was essentially benched after a man of the match performance, respectfully, against Watford. Respectfully, Arteta simply does not rate him. He's a squad player, man. And to be fair, you can't have it all. You can't have 3 points. You can't have a balanced side and then my man's not playing, he gets a game. Do I feel Ainsley was done dirty? Yeah, but man, are winning games. When you're not winning, I can sit there and say, yo, why ain't Ainsley playing? What's going on with Pepe, Martinelli, this? It's the club first, feelings second. And I said the gloves were off. I don't really give a shit about these players' feelings, Mikel Arteta's feelings, whether these guys are going to do it or not. I care about my club and the gloves are off. If we're doing the business, fair play. If we're not doing the business, there's problems. Exactly. They didn't. No one did. But some played it quicker than others. I've already spoken on Coutinho, my guy. Imagine if Aubameyang's reinstated in the absence of Arteta. I can't imagine that because, you know, it's thingy. You know, it's still his managerial roster. Big up DG. You and Curtis have the best Arsenal content. Shout out Curtis. I don't know if I have the best or whatever. I'm just happy that, you know, every day you lot support the team. We have a decent conversation, man. All that talk I like. Guendouzi's gonna be gone. Guendouzi, listen, he's got potential, but right now he's probably not going to be a more progressive passer than Granit Xhaka. So it is what it is. That's Bellerin shit, man. But let him do his thing. Here's a suggestion. I'd like to see Tavares play striker. No, Colin. That's some wacky-backy comments there. Allow me. There's a player in Guendouzi 100%, and I said it before. It's like he's gonna look back, and I have no doubt he'll play for France. He's already did it, but you get my point. He'll play for a decent club, have a decent career. But I think Arsenal will look back, and he'll look back and think, "What if?" But it is what it is with him, man. Hey, big up my guy Cliff Wheezy. Them typical light-skin new pictures there. Good move for Ainsley. Do we need to leave? But yeah, because the squad game, broski. You know, all it takes is one big injury and we're back already, man. I discussed Xhaka's comments yesterday, my guy. Go and check out my last live stream and check the timestamps. DG, who would you prefer in midfield when Partey and Nene leave for AFCON? I know people might say it's a two left-footed thing, but I would like to try Odegaard in the pivot just to get Smith Rowe in. So maybe Smith Rowe and Xhaka, but that's bugging out. I'd probably say, you know what? But it could have been an opportunity for Ainsley. So this gives me small hope a new midfielder comes in. So, but I would say Lokonga, Xhaka probably. Steady. Does Arteta do all the tactics and all that, or does the assistant basically do everything? We'd have to ask someone that's at London Coley, man. I miss when Bellerin we used to wear the vapors and he first come on the scene. Then he started getting slow and all of those things. I know everyone and their nan has a big opinion about the man's diet, but yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. It is what it is. I missed the Terrera of the first season. I missed the Aubameyang of a few years ago. You know, Lacazette's still playing well, but I missed the 15 goal a season. Lacazette, that season he was moving crazy. But time moves on, man. Time moves on. I haven't got time. The gloves are off. I haven't got time to have allegiances to any of these players anymore. You know, that's why even Tierney, even though I stood by Tierney, if Tierney ain't gonna play and Tavares it is what it is. You know, I stand by Aubameyang, and I actually think Arteta isn't wrong, but I just simply don't care for it, whether who's right or who's wrong. Let's just nip it in the bud, man. I just want to talk about Arsenal from a footballing point of view, and there's a lot to talk about from a footballing point of view. Definitely when we've had a decent month as well. Really. Short hair Bellerin was on something. I still hate Xhaka, to be honest, but I'll suck it up for now. But hate is a strong word. You know, hate. You've got this. I mean, if you genuinely hate a man, I can't tell you anything. But I think it's harsh to say someone you don't know, never had a conversation with, don't know anything about him beyond the fact that he's a footballer. The word hate is a strong word. Dislike for his footballing ability. I hope Albert Sambi Lokonga drops a masterclass. He's one of them. I don't again at this moment in time. I don't really trust Lokonga and Tavares away from home. You know, I'll be real. I don't trust them. I love Tavares and Lokonga, but yeah, man. Man said Tavares and Partey. Oh Lord, I feel for the crowd's lives. There's no balance because we've got Tavares and Partey probably take off your heads with a shot. You know, Saka, he probably needs a bit more power in that foot. I'd say Martinelli's probably Lacazette as well, but he's got 3 goals. I'd say Martinelli. For me, Martinelli's probably the best finisher at the club now, you know, really. I still give it to Aubameyang because out of you, Lacazette and Martinelli, you have scored the most goals historically with the catalogue. But I just really like the way Martinelli takes finishes, like in comparison to some of the young players. I'm not saying the young players are doing accidental things, but you can tell Martinelli's meant what he's doing. It's a bit like you look at United. I can't lie, Rashford's goals, hell of them look accidental. Like he's not meaning to do these things. When it's Greenwood, looks like there's some calculated thing with it and whatnot. Easy DG, not sure where Coutinho fits in. I mean, he's a 10. He can play out wide. There'll be space for him, but, you know, you got Smith Rowe and Odegaard right now doing their thing. So, will Arsenal get Champions League? I don't know, man. I hope we get Europe. DG, Arteta is 9 out of 10 as a manager. He has got rid of Deadwood and changed the culture of the club. I mean, years to see if we've changed the club. Top job as a coach, he's a 7 out of 10. Now he has most of his own players. I'll give him a 6 as a coach. As a manager, I'd also give him a 6 as well.
fact, yeah, man. For all that stuff off the field, 10 out of 10, because I like how he's gone about trying to make things happen. But 9 out of 10 as a manager, oof, that's Klopp territory. That's Pep territory. Like, has Odegaard silenced his critics? I wouldn't say silence them because they're going to be back on his case if he has a silent one. But I would say now his critics might be able to see the man's got some ability. Down to him to keep doing it. And yeah, man. Best finish at the moment, Smith Rowe, to be fair. True. Lokonga just needs to learn, man. You know, it's been 6 months in the Prem. He just needs to learn, develop, do his thing. If we could only capitalize when our squad was decent, always let our good players pass, we need to learn from it. If Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli are going to spend their prime years here, yeah, if you don't forgive him for throwing, if you know, you don't have to forgive him for how he did, you know, with the armband and whatnot. Fans did provoke a man. But we spoke about Xhaka yesterday, man. And you know, bro, you know, respectfully, Xhaka, Bellerin, come on, man. That I'm not gonna keep waffling about them sort of man there, man. Because Xhaka isn't a Fabinho or Rodri, completely different. Doesn't give you that stability like them do. But for Arsenal, he gives us a bit more progression in our passing, whether that's right or wrong. That is a fact he does. Whether someone should be better, someone that's able to do it better, that's another debate. But that is a fact. This will be a big test for the boys since they feed on from energy of Arteta when he goes wild from the sideline. I don't know if they're that, man. As long as they've been training well, doing what they need to do and hold themselves accountable, whether the manager's there or not, it is what it is. I know the manager's on the sideline telling them what they need to do, and it's like a boxing coach. But once you go across that white chalk, it's you lot out there, man. I haven't seen any COVID cases or any updates. You know, I'd have to assume, you know, until we see anything else, Cedric, Maitland-Niles, Tomiyasu, now Arteta, I'd assume Chambers is over it, but I just have to assume man and them are still quarantining. Lokonga's back. I mean, it's a blessing whenever a Haaland boy scores. Is there a way to field an 11, to field a starting 11 with Smith Rowe and Pepe in and Laka and Xhaka out? That's the team I want to see. Ooh. I suppose there is, but currently, if we're looking for 3 points, I don't think both. I think you need both of those players as well. Both of them are leaders. I can't really say Pepe is a leader. Lokonga will be all right. He just needs to learn. I mean, everybody. This is what annoys me about football fans. Everybody talks about this striker has mad ability, but then when he's a young man and he plays world-class, top-class defenders, he struggles. How do you think he's going to get there? You know, it's like a tree. You might want a farm in a couple of years, but you need to grow a farm. You need to plant the trees. You need to feed it and whatnot and give it fertilizer and whatnot. It's like we don't do that. It's like everyone just wants to waffle when a player does well, and then we act surprised when these young players struggle because fans don't know what they want. Fans want everything. The one thing you haven't got as a footballer, evidently, is time. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, with it being 6 minutes past 1, I'm going to go get something to eat. And then obviously, you know, I'm going again on Twitch. We're playing Football Manager for an hour or two. Why not, man? There's nothing else to do. So if you want to catch the guy, that's from 2:30, I think. Yeah, that's from 2:30. And as you can see, you know, it's not just Football Manager content. We've spoken about football from a neutral point of view as well. So yeah, make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch. Later today, it's only right. It's Chelsea against Brighton. We'll all be cheering on Brighton. Make sure you've set your reminders for that. I think that's at 7 p.m. They kick off at 7:30. So I'll be live half an hour before that, man. Man said Bellerin used to inspire me as a kid with how fast he was. Now he's washed. Joey, how old are you respectfully if Bellerin inspired you as a kid? I mean, that kind of tells you where Arsenal are if we're overcompensating. Because if Xhaka's going to be your leader and Xhaka on the ball is your progressive midfielder, it's a madness. Which young academy player would you like to see become part of this squad in 2022? Anyone, man. Anyone that's willing to come through the academy. I haven't got one, you know. Anybody. But on that note, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm getting quite hungry, so I'm getting a bit aggy now. I don't want to start fighting you lot, people. So, yeah, man, you lot stay blessed, stay safe throughout the course of this vid. We spoke about neutral topics. We spoke about transfer news. Unfortunately, Mikel Arteta has COVID and all of those things. So, yeah, man, throughout the course of the week, as we start to filter down, we'll be obviously previewing Manchester City against Arsenal. If you don't want to miss that, obviously, as you know, I've already set my live watch along, so make sure you're there for that one. Make sure you set that one.
So then we're good in it. Check out the other content. And then, as usual, appreciate you lot, man. Appreciate you lot. Without you lot, there'd be no point being here, man. Is what it is, man. So, yeah, I'll catch you lot on the rebound, man. You lot stay blessed, stay safe, stay in good health, enjoy your festive periods, and we'll be back again tomorrow. What's Thursday? Well, Friday, we'll preview Arsenal versus Man City. Thursday, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll make something happen. Thursday as well, on that topic, 2:30 on Thursday, I'm going to be here with Mo. Well, I say here is going to be Twitch with Mo. We'll talk about Arsenal's results, any Arsenal talking points you want, or any that arise within the next day or so. So, yeah, make sure you're following on Twitch. As I said, I'm out now for real.
There's always just that active when defenders have been given, like.